Hi everyone. I'm going to go over the Chapter 2 mastery problem with you. I'm going to do it in two parts because it's a little lengthy, and so it'll break it up for you. You can listen to the first video for half the problem and then take a break if you need to, and then go back and listen to the video for the rest of the problem. Okay, so we started this in class today, and I did upload that video or recording, so it is there for you. I just don't know, how. I can't remember how well I explained it or not, so I thought it would be better if I just do another recording. Anyway, you see all these T accounts here. These are all the accounts that this fictitious company that we're working on here, these are all the accounts that this company uses, okay? All the expense accounts are last here. You can see them here. Then we have the owner's capital and drawing account, followed by the sales account. And we have a couple accounts payable, insurance and supplies, a couple of accounts receivables, and cash. Okay, not all of these empty squares will be filled in this problem, but as we go through it, you'll see a little bit better what I'm talking about. Okay, so there's a lot of transactions, so we'll just get started. I know I did some of this in class, so I'll go quickly through the first part here. All right, so May 1st, received cash from the owner as an investment. Our two accounts that are being affected there are cash and the owner's capital account, since this is an investment, and it's $3,700. So if you're receiving cash, cash is going to go up with a debit entry. So that's May 1st, and I believe I said so, $3,700. So that's your debit part of your transaction. The credit part of your transaction then will have to be in the other account, which is, we said, the owner's capital account. So May 1st and $3,700. Okay, and that makes sense because investments increase owner's equity, which is the owner's capital account, on the right-hand side, which is the credit side. Okay, all right, so that's the first one. May 2nd, paid cash for rent. Your two accounts there are cash and rent expense. So when you're paying out cash, that is decreasing with a credit entry. So on May 2nd, you're going to have a credit entry of $600 in your cash account. And then we have to scroll all the way down until we find rent expense, which there it is, May 2nd, $600, and that's a debit entry into the rent expense, okay? If everyone recalls, I explained this last week, but I'm going to repeat myself here now. Expense accounts are always debited because expenses reduce owner's equity. Okay, so think about the accounting equation. Owner's equity is on the right side of the equation. Owner's equity increases with a credit entry. So therefore, if there's going to be any decrease to an owner's equity account, and like we just mentioned, expense accounts decrease owner's equity, then that would be a debit. Okay, and that's why expense accounts are debited, because they show a temporary decrease in the owner's equity account in the capital account. Okay, I hope that explains it. If not, I'll probably say it 50 more times before the quarter is over, the marking period's over. All right, so the next one, May 4th, paid cash for supplies. Our two accounts there are cash and supplies. If you're paying out cash, that's going down with a credit entry. So May 4th, we have a credit of $400 in our cash account, and we bought We bought supplies. So supplies is an asset that increases on the debit side. So supplies is going to be debited for $400. Let's find supplies. Here we go. May 4th, $400. Okay. Perfect. All right. The next one is also a transaction that happened on May 4th. So the next one, received cash from sales. So our two accounts there are cash and sales. And if you're receiving cash, cash is going up. So you're going to have a debit entry this time in the cash account. So that's going to be a debit of $950, and that's on May 4th. Debit of $950 because you're receiving cash. And you're receiving cash from sales. So sales is our other account. And sales accounts are always credited. And how much was that? Oh my goodness, my head. Received cash from sales, $950. Okay, here it is, $950. So let's go down here. So 950. Okay. Sales are credited. Sales increase on the credit side. Okay. In fact, you are never going to see debits in a sales account. Never. Just like you are never going to see credits in expense accounts. The expense accounts are always going to be debited. Okay. Sales accounts are always going to be on the credit side. All right. Some of these things are just always going to be the way they are. Drawing accounts, when we get to that, they are always going to be on the debit side. You're never going to see anything credit side in a drawing account. Same thing with the capital account. They're always going to be on the credit side, never on the debit side. Accounts payables and accounts receivables can be either or, and we'll see examples of that shortly. But insurance and supplies, always on the debit side, never on the credit side. Okay, and cash, again, just like accounts payable and accounts receivable, can be on both sides. Okay. All right. So let's see where we are. So May 4th and 4th, we did both of those. Okay. So May 5th now is paid cash for insurance. So cash and insurance are two accounts. May 5th, you're paying out cash. So that means you are going to credit cash for $375 on May 5th. May 5th, $375 credit because cash is going down. So you just bought insurance. So insurance is an asset that increases on the debit side. So we're going to put May 5th here and $375 there. That's a debit. So here's your debit part of that transaction. May 5th, $375 to insurance. May 5th, $375 credit to the cash account. Those two go together. Okay. May 8th, sold services on account to Lee Chen, $800. Okay, so you sold services. You made a sale. All right, so sales is going to be one of the accounts. The other one is, well, you sold services on account to Lee Chen. That means he did not pay you cash. So he becomes an account receivable for you. Accounts receivable are assets that increase on the debit side. So let's go find Lee Chen accounts receivable. And that is May 8th for $800. So May 8th, $800. Okay, and then we find our sales account, May 8th, $800. Okay, that's it for that. And let's see, May 9th. May 9th, bought supplies on account from Sullivan Supplies. So your two accounts are supplies and Sullivan Supplies, which happens to be an account payable. All right, if you bought supplies on account, that means you didn't pay cash. So they're going to be an account payable for you that you have to pay in the future. So let's see. Supplies is an asset that increases with a debit entry. So we'll do that one first. May 9th for supplies is a debit of $300. So let's put that in there. And it's May 9th. Then we bought on account. So let's find our account payable for Sullivan Supplies. There it is. May 9th, $300. Okay. And that's it. All right, that was the 9th. So on the 10th, you paid cash for repairs. So your two accounts there are cash and repairs expense. So if you paid cash on the 10th, that means it's going to go down with a credit entry, $85. And the other account is repairs expense. So let's go down there, and that's going to be a debit. Remember, expenses are always, 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 always debited. All right, so let's look for repair expense. I think it was May 10th. I can't remember already. And $85. Okay, so let me just double check that was May 10th. Yes, it was $85. Okay. All right, and let's do, we'll do two more and then we'll stop. All right, because I know this is getting lengthy and I know you're losing your attention span. All right, May 11th, there's two of them. The first one, received cash from owner as an investment. The two accounts then are cash and the owner's capital account. So May 11th, received cash. That means cash is going to go up with a debit entry. And I think it was $2,900. Let's see. Yes, it was. And then, so now we need to find the capital account for the owner, and we need to credit that John with $2,900. Let's find it. So Sadie Dirks, capital, May, what was it? Oh, God. May 11th. May 11th on the capital account. May 11th, $2,900 credit. Okay. I know you're losing your attention span because Mrs. Austin is losing her attention span. All right, so May 11th, the second one, received cash from sales. The two accounts are cash and sales. Again, you're receiving cash, so cash is going to go up with a debit entry. So that's the 11th again, 1,000. And the other part of that transaction is going to be the sales account. And that is going to be right here on the 11th, $1,000. All right, so let me stop here and I'll go ahead and do part 2.